I used to think my cat, Moomoon, slept on my chest just because I was a warm pillow. But one night, as he was purring so hard my own ribs were vibrating, I realized it had to be something more. That feeling of his complete, boneless trust. It wasn't just about him being comfortable. It felt like he was trying to tell me something. So I looked into it, and what I found was pretty incredible. This is more than just a cat nap. It's a sign of a really special connection. Have you ever woken up with a furry, purring weight on your chest and just thought, why here? You're definitely not alone. My orange tabby, Moomoon, will pick my chest over his fancy cat bed almost any night of the week. For a long time, I just figured it was one of his weird little quirks, but the real reasons are a fascinating mix of instinct, biology, and a level of trust that honestly feels like a huge honor. It turns out this nightly ritual can say a lot about the bond we share with our cats. It's a story about warmth, feeling safe, and a connection that goes way beyond just pet and owner. We're going to get into the science and the feels behind why your cat might choose your chest as their favorite spot. I promise the last reason we talk about might just change how you see your cat. So get comfortable, but not too comfortable. You might end up with a cat on you. And let's get into it. Section 1. The most obvious reason. The quest for warmth. Let's start with the simplest reason. Warmth. For a cat, your chest is basically a perfect self-regulating heating pad. Cats are all about conserving energy. Their normal body temperature is higher than ours, usually around 100.5 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 to 39.2 Celsius. Staying that warm takes energy, and cats are evolutionarily wired to be efficient. Why burn your own calories when there's a perfectly good human-sized radiator available? You've seen them do it. They find that one patch of sunlight, sprawl across your warm laptop, or curl up next to a heat vent. These aren't random choices, they're smart moves. A warm place to rest helps them save energy. When my cat Moomoon settles on my chest, he's tapping into this ancient instinct. Your body provides a steady, reliable warmth that a simple blanket can't quite match. Your chest, in particular, is a pretty great spot for this, making it a 5-star destination for a sleepy cat. This can be especially true for kittens, older cats, or those with less fur who may have a tougher time keeping themselves warm. So when Moomoon drapes himself across my chest, he's not just being cute, he's being smart. He's found the most efficient way to stay cozy. It's a practical choice, but as we'll see, it's often the foundation for something much deeper. Okay, so let's move past simple warmth and into something a little more instinctual. If it were only about heat, any warm spot would do. But they often don't just choose a spot, they choose you. A huge reason for this might be the sound and feel of your body. Your chest is alive with steady, rhythmic sounds, the gentle rise and fall of your breathing, and maybe most importantly, the muffled beat of your heart. To get why this is so comforting to a cat, we have to go way back. As tiny kittens, their whole world was a warm pile of their mom and siblings. One of the most constant things they experienced was the feeling of their mother's body, the sound of her heartbeat, and the vibration of her purrs. That soundscape meant safety. That steady thump-thump was the rhythm of life, food, and protection. It was a sign that everything was okay. So when your grown-up cat lies on your chest, they could be tapping into that primal memory of security. The slow rhythm of your heartbeat and breathing can act like a natural tranquilizer. It may signal to them that they're with family and can finally let go of the constant alertness that's so ingrained in their DNA. For an animal that's always on some level of high alert, being able to completely relax is a big deal. On your chest, they may feel safe enough to fall into a deep, vulnerable sleep, trusting that the familiar rhythm beneath them means they're home. Okay, so let's move past simple warmth and into something a little more instinctual. If it were only about heat, any warm spot would do. But they often don't just choose a spot, they choose you. A huge reason for this might be the sound and feel of your body. Your chest is alive with steady, rhythmic sounds, the gentle rise and fall of your breathing, and maybe most importantly, the muffled beat of your heart. To get why this is so comforting to a cat, we have to go way back. As tiny kittens, their whole world was a warm pile of their mom and siblings. One of the most constant things they experienced was the feeling of their mother's body, the sound of her heartbeat, and the vibration of her purrs. That soundscape meant safety. That steady thump-thump was the rhythm of life, food, and protection. It was a sign that everything was okay. So when your grown-up cat lies on your chest, they could be tapping into that primal memory of security. The slow rhythm of your heartbeat and breathing can act like a natural tranquilizer. It may signal to them that they're with family and can finally let go of the constant alertness that's so ingrained in their DNA. For an animal that's always on some level of high alert, being able to completely relax is a big deal. On your chest, they may feel safe enough to fall into a deep, vulnerable sleep, trusting that the familiar rhythm beneath them means they're home. Section 3. The ultimate compliment, a declaration of trust. For any animal, sleeping is probably their most vulnerable state. Even though cats are predators, they're also prey to larger animals, so caution is baked into their DNA. A cat sleeping out in the open is a cat at risk. This is why it's so meaningful when they choose to sleep on you. When your cat picks your chest as their bed, it's likely one of the highest compliments they can give. It's a powerful signal of trust. By choosing to sleep on you, an open and exposed area, your cat is showing they feel secure. They are placing their safety in your hands, trusting that you are their protector. They feel so safe in your presence that they can let their guard down completely, believing you'll keep them safe from any threat, whether it's a weird noise outside or just the vacuum cleaner. This act can shift your role from just a food provider to a guardian. You become part of their trusted inner circle. Think about it. They are lying on a giant, living creature that could move at any second, and yet they sleep. When my cat Moomoon is on my chest, he'll often roll over and expose his belly, the most vulnerable part of his body. In the cat world, that's a huge display of trust and a testament to the bond you've built. It's a silent, powerful statement that says, "You are my safe space." We've covered warmth, the rhythm of your heartbeat, and the incredible trust your cat shows you. I'm really curious to hear your stories. Does your cat have a favorite spot on you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this look into the feline mind, maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss our next video. Section 4. The mark of belonging, scent, and ownership. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of being a cat, scent. A cat's world is an invisible map of smells. It's how they communicate, get their news, and identify friends and family. When your cat sleeps on you, they're engaging in a really important two-way scent exchange. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead, chin, and even in their paws. When a cat rubs their face against you, a move called bunting, they're doing more than just saying hello. They're actively marking you with their unique pheromones. It's a way of saying, "This is my person. They are part of my group." When your cat sleeps on your chest, they are blanketing you in their scent. They might rub their cheeks on your chin or make biscuits on your shirt before settling down. When they need, glands in their paws release more of their scent, doubling down on the claim. This is an act of social bonding. By mixing their scent with yours, they're creating a group scent, which reinforces that you're a single family unit. It strengthens your bond and makes them feel secure. This isn't about dominance in a mean way, it's about belonging. It's their version of sharing a family name. So, when you wake up covered in a fine layer of cat hair, take it as a compliment. You've been officially and lovingly branded as a member of your cat's family. Section 5. The biological love loop, the science of connection. This brings us to a really cool and fascinating part of the puzzle. What's happening on a biological level? When your cat is on your chest, there's evidence to suggest you're both part of a positive feedback loop involving a hormone called oxytocin. Often called the love hormone, oxytocin is key for social bonding, trust, and affection in mammals, and that includes us and our cats. Research has suggested that when we have gentle, positive interactions with our pets, like petting or cuddling, both of us can experience a rise in oxytocin. At the same time, levels of the stress hormone, cortisol, can go down. Picture it. Your cat curls up on your chest. The contact and warmth trigger oxytocin in their brain, making them feel calm and bonded. At the same time, the feeling of their warm, purring body and the knowledge of their trust can trigger oxytocin in your brain. This may help lower your blood pressure and reduce your own stress. We are essentially co-creating a calmer, happier state for both of us. This mutual exchange strengthens the bond. The more you cuddle, the more oxytocin might be released, and the stronger the bond can become. It's a cycle of affection. Some even believe the low-frequency vibration of a cat's purr can have therapeutic effects, but research on that is still ongoing. So when your cat sleeps on you, they aren't just getting comfort, they may be giving it back too. It's a deep biological partnership that can benefit you both. So back to that simple image, a cat sleeping on its person's chest. What I once thought was just a funny habit of my cat Moomoon, I now see as something so much more complex. It starts with a practical need for warmth, a nod to his survival instincts, but it deepens from there. He may be drawn to the comforting lullaby of my heartbeat, a rhythm that brings him a sense of security. His choice to sleep on me is a huge compliment, a powerful display of his trust in me to keep him safe.
While he's sleeping, he's also marking me with his scent, not as property, but as family, creating a shared identity that ties us together. And underneath it all, a quiet hormonal exchange may be taking place, a feedback loop of oxytocin that can reduce stress and reinforce the love and well-being for both of us. The answer to why does my cat sleep on my chest isn't just one thing. It's a mix of warmth, safety, trust, and a deep biological connection. It's a gesture that says, "You are my source of heat, my lullaby, my fortress, and my family." The next time you wake up pinned to the bed by a furry weight, take a moment. Feel their steady breathing and listen to that quiet purr. Understand that you haven't just been chosen as a mattress. In that moment, you've been chosen as the center of their safe and comfortable world. And that's a pretty amazing feeling. Thanks for hanging out and exploring the world of cats with me. If you enjoyed this and learned something new about your own cat, please give the video a thumbs up and maybe share it with another cat person. Don't forget to subscribe to Purrs Academy and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Are there any other cat behaviors you've always wondered about? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, give your cat a cuddle from me.